Money is everything nowadays in the Premier League, with huge fees being thrown around for some of the most average players. Transfer fees are increasing every year, and to prove that, let's take a look at the most expensive Premier League summer signing from every season, starting way back in 1992 when the Premier League began. The most expensive in coming after the first Premier League transfer window was Alan Shearer, who cost Blackburn Rovers £3.5 million, making him the most expensive English player at the time, and his goals would help Rovers win the Premier League in 1995. The following year, the biggest transfer involved an angry Irishman, with Roy Keane heading to Manchester United for £3.75 million from Nottingham Forest, which is exactly what Keane thinks he'd be worth in today's climate, while his old teammate Giggsy would be worth £2 billion. Fair play to Keane, an angry but modest man. 1994 saw Blackburn paying the most money once again, with Chris Sutton moving to Lancashire for £5 million from Norwich, forming the infamous SAS partnership with Alan Shearer. Sutton's record-breaking move would only be a record for half a season, with Andy Cole's move to Old Trafford in the January transfer window eclipsing Sutton's move. The money continued to rise the following season, with Liverpool paying £8.5 million for Stan Collymore in 1995, who scored in his debut against Sheffield Wednesday. 1996 saw the first signing over £10 million, and it was that man again, Alan Shearer, who joined boyhood club Newcastle United for £15 million to make him the most expensive player in the world, going on to score 206 times for the Magpies and ending his Premier League career with 260 top-flight goals, a record that hasn't been beaten. 1997 saw a dip in transfer value, and Stan Collymore was back for a second time, leaving Liverpool after 2 seasons to join Aston Villa for £7 million, the highest fee Liverpool had ever received for a player, but more than half of what Newcastle paid for Alan Shearer the year before. In fact, that £15 million fee wouldn't be eclipsed in the Premier League until the millennium. The following year it was Man United paying the most money, stumping up £12.6 million to bring in Dwight Yorke to the club from Aston Villa, where he linked up with Andy Cole to form a devastating partnership that would deliver Man United the treble, with Yorke scoring 29 times. 1999 saw another decrease in fees, with Thierry Henry's move to Arsenal proving to be the biggest deal, with Arsene Wenger paying £11 million for the Frenchman, which would end up being an absolute bargain, with Henry going down as one of the greatest players in Premier League history. The year 2000 saw Chelsea equal the Premier League record, paying £15 million for Dutch forward Jimmy FLOYD HASSELBAINK, arriving from Atletico Madrid and scoring 70 Premier League goals during his time at the Bridge. The following year, Man United would pay £28.1 million for Juan Sebastian Veron in 2001 in the first super flop, with the Argentinian's time at Old Trafford being nothing short of a disaster, eventually joining Chelsea for £15 million 2 years later. It would be Man United at the top of the transfer pile again in 2002 with the arrival of Rio Ferdinand, who became the most expensive defender in the world for a second time, costing the Red Devils £29.1 million, shelling most of his signing on fee on that awful white suit. 2003 would see the beginning of the Roman Abramovich era at Chelsea, and the biggest signing of the Russians' first summer in charge was Damien Duff, with the Blues paying Blackburn £17 million for the Irishman, the biggest deal of the 2003 summer transfer window, and Chelsea would be big players in the transfer window forevermore. The following year it was back to Sir Alex Ferguson splashing the cash, as Man United paid a mega fee for teenage sensation Wayne Rooney, paying Everton an initial £27 million, making him the most expensive teenager in the world at the time. Rooney made an instant impact, scoring a hat-trick on his debut, and is now the club's record goal scorer. 2005 now, and the new might of Chelsea continue to dominate the British transfer market, and they top the charts again, paying £24.4 million for Lyon midfielder Michael Essien. The following year Chelsea would break their transfer record again, paying £30.8 million for one of the best strikers in Europe, Andriy Shevchenko, in a deal that brought excitement to the Premier League and inevitably underwhelmed, as the Ukrainian failed to find the scoring touch he had at AC Milan. 2007 would see another one of Europe's hottest strikers head to the Premier League, but Fernando Torres wouldn't have the same problems Andriy Shevchenko had. The Spaniard moved to Anfield from Atletico Madrid for £25 million, with Luis Garcia heading the other way. Torres would score 24 Premier League goals in his first season, more than Shevchenko managed at all during his time in England. 2008 saw the dawning of a new era, as Manchester City became filthy rich and the next team to try and become a superpower in European football. Their first move with their newfound wealth was to sign Brazilian forward Robinho for £32.5 million from Real Madrid, despite being set for a move to former baby cash cow Chelsea, starting a run of 4 seasons in which Man City would buy the most expensive player in the Premier League. In 2009 it was Carlos Tevez who made a big money move to Man City, having spent the past 2 years on loan at rivals Man United. Mark Hughes' side paid £25.5 million for the Argentinian, which was reportedly paid to Tevez advisors, rather than West Ham. A crazy deal that ended in tears, with TEVEZ going on strike and eventually joining Juventus in 2013. Nothing's ever been quiet with the number 32, has it? 2010 saw Man City fork out big money for Yaya Toure, David Silva, Alexander Kolarov and Mario Balotelli, but it was the move for James Milner that cost the most, paying Aston Villa £26 million for the midfielder. The next year Man City really came to the party though, bringing Sergio Aguero to the Etihad for a reported fee between £35 and £38 million from Atletico Madrid. While Robinho and TEVEZ may have ended in disaster, this South American star has been worth every penny and is still one of the best strikers in the Premier League as he enters his 7th season in Manchester. 2012 saw Chelsea leapfrog Man City in the transfer window, with the biggest deal of the summer seeing Eden Hazard head to Stamford Bridge for £32 million from Lille, where he won the Ligue 1 title a year earlier, something that poor old little Neymar is trying to do now after becoming the most expensive player in the world. The following year it was Arsenal's turn to spend the most money, not something common under Arsene Wenger's watch, with Thierry Henry's arrival the only other time the Gunners feature on this list. In 2011, Arsenal completed the deadline day signing of Mesut Ozil, paying Real Madrid £42.5 million, back when no one really knew how lazy the German was, and now he just has a lot of angry Arsenal fans shouting at him and his teammates. 2014 saw Man United back at the top, spending a whopping £59.7 million to Real Madrid for Angel Di Maria, the third player on this list to have moved from Los Blancos. It's fair to say Di Maria's time at Old Trafford was a bust, lasting just a year in the Premier League before heading to PSG. In 2015, the biggest deal was over £50 million once again, as Man City brought Kevin De Bruyne in from Wolfsburg for £55 million, and the Belgian remains the club's most expensive ever player, dazzling the Premier League with his passing and vision, much to the displeasure of Jose Mourinho, who sold him from Chelsea all those years ago. Last year we saw the biggest ever transfer the Premier League has seen, and the world had seen at the time, as Paul Pogba returned to Man United in a deal worth £89 million, having left the club for free in 2012. After a difficult first season back at Old Trafford, the Dab man looks to be showing his worth now. And this summer, the biggest deal has involved Manchester United once again, paying £75 million for Romelu Lukaku, with a potential £15 million extra due in add-ons. The most expensive Premier League player of the summer, Lukaku's move means Man United have spent the most money on a player in 8 of the 26 Premier League summer transfer windows. Unless there's an even bigger deal on deadline day. So those are the most expensive signings from every season of the Premier League. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.